Moi.
We will have more on that, and I'm sure.
Should I join the maximum male models? You got ma.cé and ma.cé.
You know what?
Moi.
I'll tell you what. Let's end on a happy note. I don't know why I would call this a happy note, but I'm going to make a note here in my notes that we're talking about this. Apparently, Maxxine Dupri is no longer involved with the maximum.
He's out.
Models, and the Maxxine Dupri character has replaced him. From what the reports are publicly, and I haven't even talked to anyone about this, they found him difficult to work with, or they didn't like him, so now they just scrapped him.
Well, the quote that I saw was rubbed some people the wrong way. And here's the thing. When they first said his sister's coming, I thought they're going to do the old goddamn deal where the guy dresses up as his own sister. What is that? Is it like the Beverly Hillbillies, Jethro and Jethrine Bodine? And apparently, and I'm not Nostradamus or anything. Some might say Nostradamus. And I can't read people's minds, but I guarantee you what happened. Here's L.A. Knight, who becomes Eli Drake. Did I get that right, or was it vice versa?
It was vice versa.
Drake became L.A. Knight. And we've said this when he was in NXT, when he was other places. The guy can work, he can talk, he's got personality, he's animated, he's got experience, he's an adult who looks like it and talks like it. He is a pro wrestler that can get something out of almost anybody. When they put him in with green guys in NXT, he made them passable, if that was better than they normally were. And with good guys, he's very good. He can do all that stuff. So what do? They bring him from NXT, where he's been fighting for the championship, and he shows up on the main roster, and he's wearing glasses and a bow tie or whatever the fuck he was, and he's a male model agent named Maxxine Dupri, which he had a completely different name 2 weeks ago on same goddamn network or whatever. And then they spend time him building up that he's going to bring in these talents. And by the time they show up, not only have they completely stripped L.A. Knight, Eli Drake, Maxxine Dupri, or the real person underneath of any kind of his personality or his promo or his mannerisms. They've got him dressed up like fucking Pismo Poindexter and telling people that these guys are runway models, ma.cé and ma.cé and Sooie, because the Hogs had this one. It was embarrassing. You could tell how uncomfortable he was. He would never speak like that in a million years. It was a completely different person. And I guarantee you that all along the way to that, he was, and rightfully so, asking people, what the fuck is this? What in the world is this? I've been doing this over here, and that's why you brought me up to the main roster, and now you want to completely change everything and make this me, which is not. And what sense does this make, and where is this going? And all the questions that you would ask when it's your fucking career that some goddamn glorified college graduate fucking comedy writers are trying to make a hoot out of.
For Vince, this is one of the last Vince gimmicks.
Well, and I'm sure he probably asked Vince too, because at that point, why not? If somebody is pointing a gun at you and say, walk the plank, you might as well say, well, just shoot now and save me the fucking jump. So, of course, I'm sure he rubbed people the wrong way when he looked at them like they had steaming turds hanging out of their mouths. And so what the fuck is this? And what the fuck are you trying to do? I'm sure he said it much more nicely than that, but they don't like that shit. But no, I'm surprised that, I've met the guy a few times. We're not close friends. I'm an admirer of his work and worked with him a couple times in the NWA. But I'll guarantee you, from what I could see, they would almost have to hold a member of his family hostage to have made him go out and do that first introduction that we scoffed at and made so much fun of, because nobody would do that willingly unless, like I said, family member, pet held hostage. We'll fire you if you don't go out and do this and turn you into the goddamn authorities or something. There had to be something hanging over his head.
They probably sold him on it as, just give it a shot.
Yeah, well, they found out it wouldn't. And then he could say, like I did to gutless Gary Jester that time. Well, I was right. But so now, and it makes more sense for I haven't even seen his sister in quotation marks, but she comes out and here's these sexy guys and nobody will give a shit. But at least maybe Eli Drake can go somewhere where he'll be appreciated.